Hello and welcome everybody to another edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business, here at the beautiful El Dorado Spa Resort in Mexico's Riviera Maya. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Before we start, remember to check out all our social networks, Facebook, Twitter and Google+. And you can catch us daily on our website, mexiconewsnetwork.com, for relevant stories and news. Let's go to the information. Mexico's Senate has overwhelmingly approved a bill that would allow the use of medical marijuana. That is a further step towards outright legalization in a country that's often been marred by warring drug cartels. The bill, a proposal that was submitted earlier this year to Congress by President Enrique Peña Nieto, is another landmark step towards legalizing the drug in the country. So far, the measure was approved in Congress by an overwhelmingly majority of 98 votes for and only 7 against. Since a court ruling last year, the government has allowed the importation on a case-by-case basis of medicine with cannabidiol, that's CBD, an active chemical ingredient of the drug. The bill, passed last Tuesday, envisions permitting use of products containing the psychoactive ingredient tetrahydrocannabinol, THC. The bill will also allow for production of marijuana for scientific and medicinal purposes. It's been years that we've been fighting for acknowledgement and approval and recognition of the medical and therapeutic uses of cannabis. And today, we finally have something, said Lisa Sanchez, Director of Drug Policy for México Unido contra la Delincuencia, a group working to curb crime. Recreational use of marijuana is still broadly prohibited in Mexico. But last year, Mexico's Supreme Court granted permission to 4 people to grow marijuana for their own recreational use, which has opened the door to this legislation. In other news, a new college funding scheme known as an income share agreement is now available to help parents and students pay for their university education. In cases where students have exhausted all credit possibilities, an income share agreement is a plan where individuals invest in a student's education in exchange for a percentage of the student's future income. It's a common practice that many schools now participate in to reduce financial aid based on private scholarships received. ISA agreements don't require a credit check and are meant to fill in gaps after federal student loans are exhausted. But income share agreements are not just for when you have no other choice. The payments may be less than on a private loan or loans the federal government issues directly to parents called PLUS loans. ISAs may be available directly through a college, through non-profit organizations, or through individual investment firms. Profit made by firms providing ISAs can be reinvested in future students. Most students are not worried about a potential payment increase because they like the idea of contributing to a future student's education while boosting their own bottom line. But of course, there is a point where ISAs and student loans could become burdensome. So in conclusion, I would recommend that students don't generally try to borrow an amount that would surpass more than 15% of their potential future income. And finally, one of the many benefits of living in Mexico is that services are much less expensive than in the USA or Canada, which means that hiring home help like a maid, cook, handyman or gardener is much more affordable to those people who own second homes in Mexico. Now that the holiday season has arrived, it's a good time to discuss Aguinaldo, the Mexican Christmas bonus due to all employees, including the domestic staff that help make life so easy and convenient for many of us in Mexico. Under Mexican law, all employees, including maids, gardeners, cooks, deserve a Christmas bonus. It also is an important way to show your appreciation for their hard work and to help build a strong relationship. Employees are entitled by law to receive 15 days of their usual daily pay. So that would mean, for example, if your housekeeper visits you twice a week, she'd be entitled to 4 times her daily rate, or the equivalent of 2 weeks of salary. And though it's not required by law, it's now common practice to include a Christmas gift for your employees. So, for example, a gift basket of treats, perfume, candy, or flowers would be an appropriate gift. But of course, my recommendation would be you can just leave it up to your own imagination or based on your personal relationship with your home help. This was all for today. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman, here at Mexico's top resort, El Dorado Spa Resort in the Mexican Riviera Maya. Remember, you can follow us through all our social media networks, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And stay logged on at mexiconewsnetwork.com for relevant stories and news. On behalf of myself and all the production team here at Mexico News Network, we wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Until next time.